Welcome back. My name is Jessie Shipe. I'm a behavior nurse at the Veterinary Referral Center in Manassas, Virginia. In this video, we're going to continue our lesson in capturing. So in the first video, we discussed how capturing can be used to put natural occurring behaviors on cue. Anything from sitting to picking up a ball to barking. Whatever we want to teach, the first thing we need to do is increase the chances of the dog repeating that particular behavior. We do this by manipulating the environment and setting up a scenario where it's likely that the animal will offer that behavior. The next step is to start putting it on cue. This way, we can ask the dog to perform the behavior when we'd like them to. Today we're working with Dakota again. We met him in our first video. He's a 10-year-old Australian cattle dog mix. He has no formal training, and as far as I could tell when I first started working with him, all he knew was a recall and a sit, but that was about it. At the beginning of this training session, we worked on simple capturing. I wasn't asking for anything. Once he was offering me the down pretty regularly, I started adding my cue. So just a confession, this is actually the second session I was working on adding the cue. That's why I really only practiced adding it a few times. While some dogs learn faster than others, I usually recommend at least 10 repetitions before trying to ask for the cue by itself. For lying down, I just use the word down, but you could use something like lay or a hand signal if that's easier for you. The idea is to give the cue just as the dog is offering the behavior. Through repetition, the dog learns that when they hear that sound or see that signal, it means they should do this behavior and they'll get rewarded for doing so. As you can see here, I repeat this several times until he seems to get the idea. So I'm going to test the cue for stimulus control. This is just a fancy word that means, do you understand what I'm asking? I'll wait until he's paying attention, making eye contact, or otherwise not getting distracted, and then use the cue well before I think he would be trying to offer it again. In this video, he got a jackpot for his first attempt because he did so great. Next, I'll interchange it with some other cues. Sometimes during training sessions, your dogs give you a blank stare. If that ever happens, remove the hand signal and ask again, or ask for something else entirely. He didn't respond to sit very well, so I decided to stick to saying his name as in, hey, look at me, and using a hand target only. I hadn't actually trained him on the sit, so I figured it wasn't fair to try using it. Another note, dogs don't generalize very well. What I mean by that is, even though Dakota can learn a down in this particular environment under these particular circumstances, it doesn't mean he might understand it somewhere else. Dogs take into account environmental cues like the room we're in or the position I'm in when I'm asking for the cue, that sort of thing. He's doing so well here, I thought I would start trying to change my location and posture a bit to help him with this generalization. Again, I interchange other cues like the hand target or recall to help prevent him from offering the down by himself. I was so proud of Dakota. He's doing so well. I like to keep my training sessions short if I can. Leave them wanting more.
Down. Good job. So good. Good
Just as a
job.
review, here is the frequency at which he offered the behaviors the first time I started capturing it down. Several minutes would go by and he'd either stare at me hopeful for a free tidbit or would get distracted by something else. Over time, though, you can see in the chart that the frequency gradually increased, which is really all we're going for. My next step is to keep working on other aspects of fluency and generalization so that I can reliably ask for a down regardless of what else is happening around us. Thank you so much for spending time with me and learning how to capture behaviors. Training is such a fun part of dog ownership, and I really feel it's the best way to improve your overall relationship. For more helpful training, handling, and behavior content, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Take care.